Hi guys, today I'm going to make a tutorial video. Sometimes you'll be playing dayz and you'll see a helicopter and you'll sort of be like, oh, what the heck do I do with that? Um, in this video I'm going to show you how to fly the helicopter in dayz, more specifically the UH-1H, the Huey. Um, so first of all, you're going to need to repair the helicopter. You're going to make sure there's no windows broken, anything like that, because if anything is broken basically on the helicopter, it will leak fuel. So it won't be a very efficient flying situation for you. So first thing you're going to need to do is get in as pilot. Alright, so basically there's a few things that you need to do here. Um, you're going to need to hit Q to start the helicopter. So once we've started up the helicopter, you just keep holding Q and it will begin to take off. Don't hit anything else until you are up in a safe distance. I recommend practicing in the armory a few times, which is located in Arma 2. So, okay, we've taken off. Alright, first thing you should do, if you're inexperienced, auto hover on. So use your scroll wheel upwards and select auto hover on. Click that and the helicopter will stabilize itself. Now you can sort of mess around with the mouse or whatever, look around, and nothing bad will happen. It stabilized itself. This is also very useful if you have door gunners, because you can just use the you can just sort of look around with the mouse and it stays level, and your door gunners are able to engage a target. Alright, so let's take auto hover off, and I guess I'll talk about some basics first. If you hit W, nose goes forward. S will bring the tail downwards, or the nose upwards. D, strafe, or lean right, and A is lean left. These are all very useful when auto hover is off. When it's on, however, you're not going to go very much anywhere. So let's turn auto hover off by using the scroll wheel. You can lean forward. And what you're going to want to do is be very careful, because as I just demonstrated, if you tip the nose too much forward, it will sort of crash downwards. So now we can fly around. Also, another use I'll show you right now for auto hover is you can set a map marker point. So I'll open my map. And let's go to Cherno. Alright. So, actually, you know what, that's a little far. I guess we'll go to Solnichnoi, or Solnichny. Alright, and because I used auto hover, I was able to keep the plane stable and not worry about it crashing. So now let's hit W to lean forward, and Q to open up the throttle a little bit, and we soon see ourselves traveling down the coast. So we need to do an evasive maneuver to the right. You can hit S and D and sort of barrel off to the side like that a little bit. Say you want to impress your friends, you can do a loop. Typically I wouldn't recommend doing this. Just hit Q and S. You do a backflip. You can also, if you really want to scare them, you can do a front flip. That's not one that I would recommend. If you're not careful, you can completely crash the vehicle. Anyway, this is the front flip. Hit W and hold W to pull the lightning strike. Also, you can do a barrel roll. These are all really evasive maneuvers. I wouldn't recommend doing it just in travel. So that was more of a barrel dive, if anything that I were to call that. I'm sure there's a technical name for that, and I apologize. I did that simply by holding A You can do the reverse on the other side by holding D. And then you're going to stabilize with S to bring the nose back up. Alright, so now that we're here, you can also use the mouse to navigate. I don't recommend that because it can get a little confusing. I only do that for fine turns, so like this, I'm moving the mouse gently to the right, and you see I'm gently turning now, moving it gently to the left. Moving it down brings the nose down, bringing it up brings the nose up. So the mouse is useful occasionally, but if you play dayz like me, you know that you get tired pretty quick. So, alright, so now that I've shown you that, I guess there's a few other things to show you. You can see Scalesti Island over there. Landing is pretty simple. Let me show you how to do that before I dick around and show you some useless tricks. So, the easiest way to do it is to turn auto hover on. After you've turned on auto hover, hit Z, and up by the direction, your compass on top, you'll see the altitude. Be wary of that. You do not want to crash into the ground as hard as possible, so keep hitting Z, or hold Z, I suppose. Z is the reduce throttle button on most airplanes, but it also controls thrust on the helicopter. So, as you can see, we're making a gradual approach towards the ground. Altitude's at 70 right now, so you want to ease off a little bit. So let go of Z. Then as you're at the last little bit, you're going to want to just tap Z a few times. Just tap it rapidly to bring it down gently. Engine off. As you can see, I didn't land on the stable ground, so now that was a good landing. Now, but there could have been a better place to actually land on.